Croeso nôl, welcome back. This video is part of a series where I travel all the way from here in South Wales to Kazakhstan. I've been inspired by shows like Race Across the World and countless YouTube series, so I'm doing it the scenic way. And what that basically means is I'm trying to avoid flying wherever possible. Why am I doing this? Well, for football. Wales are playing in Kazakhstan on the 4th of September and I'm going to be there. And I thought it was too long of a way to avoid all of the fantastic places in between, so I'm going to try and check them out along the way. The distance between Bari and Astana in Kazakhstan is 4,000 miles. I've planned a very rough route, which is basically just heading east, which means that I'm going to be passing through all of Europe, across the length of Turkey, up into the Caucasus, and then hopefully across the Caspian Sea into Kazakhstan. If you want to catch up live, then I'll leave a link to my social media in the video description, and I'll be posting more regular daily uploads, sort of catch-up videos on there. So if you're new to the channel and you want to check out this series from the start, I'm going to leave a link in the description to the first video of the series, and you can start from there. Just a quick one to say, subscribing really does help me a lot. But for now, we're in Slovenia. In my opinion, probably the hidden gem of Europe. I know people will say that it's become fairly touristy in the last few years, but nowhere near in the numbers that it deserves. Slovenia is incredibly beautiful, naturally, obviously. Look around. You've got the mountains by there, fantastic castles on top of cliffs by there. The only lake in the country, that lake, on Lake Bled. That's where we are today. But this video is predominantly about the country as a whole, so I'm going to be in Ljubljana and here and potentially somewhere else as well. And yeah, just showing you what this place is like, really, on our way from Wales to Kazakhstan. This is what it's all about. These are the kind of stops that made me want to do this trip this way, rather than just flying from A to B. So here we are then. This is Ljubljana bus station. My bus was that one there. I'm glad I made the decision not to show you too much of that, because I just tried to sleep at every opportunity. So yeah, this is the bus station here. The train station is just by there as well. So yeah, it is fairly early in the morning. It's just gone 8. I am going to go and find my hostel. And they've said that I can keep my bag there today, even though I can't check in just yet. So that's quite handy. So yeah, I'm gonna head there now, and then we'll see what happens then. Okay then, freshened up in a hostel bathroom and luggage safely tucked away in a locker. Let's go and see what Ljubljana, Slovenia is like. A few of you are probably wondering, how was the overnight bus? Well, it was an overnight bus. It wasn't fantastic, was it? It's never going to be fantastic, but I did manage to get my head down for a few hours. I didn't have anyone sat next to me, which was an absolute blessing. Yeah, managed to sleep for a few hours. The only problem is that whenever you do an overnight bus, the next morning you just feel a bit grim. So I had to have a toilet wash in the hostel, which is over the sink basically. Changed in there. Yeah, I mean, look, it's not great, but it cost me 25 quid to get from Frankfurt to Slovenia, and I didn't have to pay for accommodation, so that's a win. Well, I've made it down here to the river in Ljubljana, and look how nice it is. They say that it is the greenest capital in Europe, and you know what, I can actually believe it. There are trees everywhere. It's really, really nice. Just really green and open, and feels very fresh and summery. It's really nice actually. There's a castle up on top of that hill there, which I presume we're going to get a better view of as I walk around the river. But yeah, might head up there today or tomorrow. Yeah, it's really nice. There's also big dragon statues all over the bridge, which is quite cool. Feels like I'm back at home in Wales. So my plan for right now is to walk along this lovely river, take some photos and some little clips for you, and find somewhere where I can get some coffee, because as much as I did get some sleep on that bus, I definitely needed more, and a bit of caffeine might boost me up a little bit. Well, I sat in that cafe long enough for the caffeine to kick in, so that's good. Feeling all energized now. Also sat there long enough to get a mosquito bite on my leg, which is a right pain. I get bitten everywhere I go. There's literally no avoiding it for me. And stupidly, I forgot to put the spray on when I was quickly in the hostel earlier. Not ideal. The river's lovely here, though. It really is very green and very bright. I can see why they think that it's the greenest city in Europe. I can very much believe that. I think we're going to go and have a little look around a market now, just because I think that'll be something a little bit different to what we've been doing until now. So this is the market. There's some like fruit and veg stuff. And then there's a load of like clothes and stuff over this side. Everything looks very nice and fresh and stuff like that. I'm just not in the mood for fruit and veg this time of the morning, if I'm honest. Yeah, very, very nice. So I saw this walking over the bridge, and I thought it might be a little fun way of getting up to see the castle and seeing the city from above. Cool little funicular. Don't know how much it costs. Presumably less than Gibraltar did. Well, I didn't actually pay the extra to go in the castle, because usually you can do something like this for free. And you can get the gist of it. So it was €6 for the funicular return. I think it was 20 to go into the castle properly. So yeah, just stick with this, I think. Well, from up here on the castle walls, you get a really good view down over the city. You can see the covered market by there, and then the river is just behind there. And yeah, you really get a gist of why they call it the greenest capital. There's greenery just everywhere. Well, if you want my advice, you'll do what I did. Get the cable car up, but I would not necessarily bother with the actual castle ticket, because you can wander around the courtyard and the sort of battlements and stuff anyway without a ticket. So yeah, €6, about half hour sort of wandering around. Great, fantastic. But I don't think you need to spend hours and hours up here unless you're really into Slovenian history. There is a Balkan bakery chain that I call the Balkan Greggs, called Mlinar, and they are without doubt the best place to go for a cheap lunch or a cheap snack if you're in the Balkans. They've got them all over the place. Was very happy to find one here. So I have got a large slice of pizza and a bottle of water, and it cost me €2.80. Absolute bargain. Well, can't get lunch for that price anywhere now. Christ, if you went to Greggs in the UK, it'd be more expensive than that by far. Yeah, so I'm going to find somewhere to eat this. And then I've booked on a walking tour, just to kind of give me the lowdown on the city and bits and bobs like that. So going to do that then at about 12ish, and then we will carry on our exploring properly on camera. So when I say that Slovenia is Europe's best hidden gem, I obviously don't mean that it's completely hidden. There are lots of people come here for trips. Look around. There's lots of tourists here, but when you compare it to other cities, I'm thinking Prague, Vienna, the Croatian coast, the numbers are nowhere near. It's practically empty when you compare it to places like that. And it is absolutely fantastic here. I cannot exaggerate how just lovely it is. It also helps that it's probably about 30 degrees in the sun, which, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to turn that down, am I? Let's be honest. Well, walking tour's just finished. It was actually really interesting. She was a pretty good tour guide. And we've just finished on what they're calling the Congress Square, and it is very, very nice. It is particularly warm today, so I'm gonna have to probably get out of the sun in a minute, and I think I'm gonna go somewhere and grab some lunch as well. But look at this, it's fantastic. This is what I'm talking about, of it being underrated and a bit of a hidden gem, because if this square was in Prague or Vienna, it would be absolutely rammed with people, and there's so much space. Just look at this, for example, guys. I mean, if this was somewhere in Western Europe rather than being Slovenia, then it would be absolutely mobbed with people taking pictures and selfies and Instagram photos. It's absolutely stunning. So I have plonked myself down somewhere shady for some lunch, kind of near where I had that coffee for breakfast. Actually, it's not too far, which is good because I can check into my hostel in half hour, so kind of like halfway back. I am having a salad and a beer, which is a combo I've never had before. I think it'll work. It's quite warm today, and yeah, apparently Slovenian beer is really good, so yeah, we'll see what it's like. It's very good beer. That was great, really nice. Right, lovely lunch, lovely beer, just taking a wander back to the hostel along the river. Gonna check into there properly, probably have a freshen up, and then, yeah, maybe head back out, see what else there is to see in the city. Right then, time for a hostel tour. We've got a high-tech app to open the door, which was quite interesting, rather than just giving you a key. That was quite high-tech, wasn't it? Yeah, I don't mind it, but something different. And then we get into the actual dorm itself, so there's like a kitchen area, which was quite cool. And it's literally just this one room. I don't think I've ever been in a hostel so small. So there's only 8 beds in the entire hostel. And I was bed number 7, which is this upper one here. Quite like an upper bed. I think you get a little bit more privacy. You've got some nice lockers here, which is quite good, and fit my bag. My bag's not the biggest, so it's quite a nice gauge to see how big they actually are. You've got a little towel, some bedding, half-decent pillow, chargers by the bed, a light, lockable cupboard, which is quite handy because there were 2 cupboards actually, and a little curtain. I love a hostel with a curtain. It's a lot nicer. AC and a little fan in your actual dorm bed, which is quite nice. I literally can't fault this place enough. Even the bathrooms are pretty good. There were 2 for 8 people, which I think is quite generous. Each had its own shower and toilet. Okay, really nice to freshen up for a little bit. Had a shower, just rested for a bit. Got some social media stuff done, heading back out now. Yeah, gonna go and check out the skyscraper. Apparently there's only one in Ljubljana, and it's got like a rooftop terrace, which is meant to be quite nice. So I'm gonna head there now and see what that's like. Well, I ended up getting the bus in the end, because it said that it was like a 25-minute walk or like 6 minutes on the bus, and the bus only costs €1, so there you go. Walkable city, green city, and it's got decent public transport. What more can you ask for? Well, I think it's going to rain soon, but still, this is a great view. So the only thing coming up here is that it is a cafe, so you do have to order something, but that's fine. I just got a coffee because I'm, yeah, feeling a little bit not tired, but just you know, so this should do the job before that rain comes in from over there, because it is definitely going to rain. And if you don't want the castle view, the one side, you can come around this side and you can look at that lovely forested hill and actually the Alps as well. You'll see them just, well, I'm sure you can see them. They're not like a small hill in the background, they are the Alps. Okay, so I've actually managed to accomplish everything that I wanted to do today, which means that I'm going to just grab a beer, I think. Grab a beer and then, yeah, get some food or something. That's pretty much it. The server was unimpressed by my attempts to speak Slovenian, so see if that gets better through the night. If I had room in my bag, I'd be nicking this, because a pint glass with a dragon on is class. Cheers. Delicious. Okay, just moved down the road and I've stopped at a burger place for some food because I walked past and saw everyone else's plates and it looked fantastic. So yeah, gonna have one of these and another beer, I think. That was really, really fucking good. Now to wash it down. Well, just left that that burger place now. Walking across the bridge, just found a really, really nice view up over the castle. Um, 50-50 on whether to take the sensible option of going for an early night or whether to go for another beer. I think beer might win it. And just like that, we're back to a pub with dragons on the beer glasses. Whee! Cheers. Right, that's where we're leaving this one, folks. I will see you in the morning and we will carry on exploring Slovenia. Good morning from Slovenia. It's day 2 here in Slovenia. Day 5 overall, travelling from Wales to Kazakhstan. Wow, that's gone quick. I've decided that we're going to leave Ljubljana today. We're going to have a day out. Yeah, I'll say no more, but got to go to the bus station to get there. It's only about an hour from Ljubljana, so yeah, shouldn't be too bad. The bus station is rammed this morning. People going all over the place. I assume mostly tourists moving on to another destination, either moving down into Croatia or up to Venice or into Austria or something. I'm going to find out how to buy a ticket now. Right, the woman was very helpful. She's got me a return ticket to Bled. Cost €14. And there's either a bus going now, but it might be full, or there's one in 15 minutes, which is not too bad really, is it? Good. Managed to get this early one, so that's handy. I think it takes like an hour to get here. It's just like a standard coach. Nice. Right then, this is Bled, or this is where the buses drop you in Bled anyway. It's quite a small bus station. I know it's only a little town, but considering the tourism infrastructure that they've got, there we go. Luckily, buses back to Ljubljana are all the time, so got no real issue there at all. Well, we're just getting down to the lake now here in Bled. Let's have our first look at it together. It is very, very picturesque. I can see why it is very popular with the influencers and Instagram people. The bus was packed, to be fair. I could sit and look at this lake all day, but if I don't get some coffee, then I'll probably be asleep rather than taking in the lovely panoramic views. But it is just incredibly scenic. those little wooden boats are basically like those wooden boats that you can just see leaving now. That is, that's how you get across to the island, basically, if you want to do that. It's 20 euros. It's 20 euros across on the boat. And then I think I saw that it was like either another 16 or another 19 to actually go into the castle, which is a little bit steep. But I mean, this is like #1 tourist attraction in Slovenia, so I can see why the prices are what they are. But there you go. So I am broadly on the lookout for somewhere to get some coffee and breakfast. However, I think this place might be a little bit too posh for me. What do you think? 5 Michelin stars? Yeah, probably a little bit out of my budget for this trip, I think. There's a really famous cake in Bled, so I've ordered it. From what I understand, it's basically like a big custard slice, which I can 100% get behind because they are the best cakes in the world. That's crazy though. It's like a two big cups of water in the morning. So it's pretty easy to do Lake Bled on a bit of a budget. Like I said, the return bus only cost 14 euros this morning, and obviously it's free to wander around as much as you like. However, I would just say that unless you want to go hiking, which most people will, but I don't really have the time for, some of the other activities that you would do here are fairly expensive. The boat across to the church on the island, the boat costs 20 euros. The church also costs 20 euros. To go up to the castle also costs 20. So the price of stuff can add up quite quickly. However, if you just want a nice scenic spot to sit on a bench and look at this lovely lake, then you cannot beat it. Right, after a few hours of wandering and sitting and drinking coffee and stuff like that, I think it's time for me to head back to Ljubljana and grab some lunch. When I'm back there, I've got a little bit of work I've got to do before a proper YouTube upload tonight. And then I'm going to some football this afternoon. Yay! First game of the trip. And it is a derby in a provincial Slovenian town, which I'm very, very much looking forward to. By the looks of it, there's a bus going back to Ljubljana now, so I'm going to see if I can get my way onto this one, or whether I'm going to have to wait for the next one. Well, I turned around for 2 seconds to buy a bottle of pop, and the bus nearly left. I had to tell the driver to open the door again. But yeah, there we go. A few hours in Bled, and now an hour back to Ljubljana. Right, well, there we go. Off that bus now. Serves me right for rushing and not checking what bus I was getting on. I ended up getting the local one that took, what, an hour and 45 minutes rather than an hour. Bit annoying, but doesn't matter. I've got a couple of, so yeah, like I was saying, I've got a couple of hours now with not that much to do. I'm going to get some lunch quickly around here because it's near where the hostel is, and then I've got to do a little bit of edit work for today. And then, yeah, we're going to go out to the football. The football is in a town called Domžale, which is about half an hour away from here. Kick-off's 5:30, so probably need to leave here about 4-ish. So I've got about 2 hours to play with, so not too bad. So what I've ended up doing is literally, there's the bus station there, and I've ended up just coming across the road to this place, and I'm going to get some ciabatta, which will be a nice lunch. And then, yeah, it's about 5-10 minutes walk from here to the hostel. I can go back there, do a little bit of work, then go up to the football. Ideal. Right then folks, it's been a couple of hours. If the sound quality is not that great, it's because I've taken the windbreak off the actual microphone, because I don't want my camera to look super professional going to the football. But that's where we're off. We're going to get the bus to Domžale and we're going to go to some football. First football of the trip. I am excited. It is a top flight Slovenian league game between Radomlje and Domžale. Domžale are the away side but in their own ground, which is going to be a bit weird. But yeah, quite looking forward to that. I think it's going to be good. Welcome to Domžale. That is my bus that's just brought us here. This is a small Slovenian town that is, well, about 25 minutes on the bus away from Ljubljana. So in my mind this feels like coming to Barry from Cardiff. Football starts in just over half hour, so I think I've got time for a little wander around, and then I want to go down and get a ticket and get all that sorted. So yeah, let's get into it. Welcome to Domžale. If you're into provincial Slovenian towns with brutalist architecture, I might have found your heaven. It looks like it is about to absolutely chuck it down here in old Domžale. I know this ground has a stand. I'm hoping I can get into it before the downpour starts. This car park's got a massive factory chimney in it. Can't say I've seen that before. Bit weird. I mean, it's one way of keeping your heritage, I suppose. Dead easy coming in. Pivo secured. They've got like a nice little like bar section just as you come into the ground, beers and food and stuff. So yeah, gonna head into the ground now just to get some cover. Yeah. I'm glad I'm not in Lake Bled now. Christ. Well, from what I can see, Domžale are in the white and the blue, and they're the away team, even though this is their ground, and almost everyone's a Domžale fan. And then Radomlje are wearing the black and yellow, and the pitch has taken on a lot of water, and there's a very comical puddle. There's a really, really big puddle there in the box, and it's made me laugh. Literally just in front of the goal mouth. Not sure I've seen many football grounds with shopping trolleys in before now.
Srečanja znova zdaj.
Right, well that was a bit of fun. Obviously the home team won 2-0. There were actually more of their fans there than I thought they'd be. From what I understood, they were, well, I know where they're from now. It's a village just outside Domžale, and I thought it was literally going to be a village team. But to be fair to them, there were a few of them making a bit of noise, which is always nice. Makes the game a little bit more than just the game, you know. Yeah, time to get the bus back into Ljubljana now. And take this hat off now, actually, it's not raining. Yeah, time to get the bus back into Ljubljana now. Got a little bit more work to do. And then head to bed. And then, sadly, leaving Slovenia tomorrow morning. So yeah, this is probably going to be the end of this video, actually. I leave Slovenia in the morning, getting the bus to our next country, to Croatia, and I'll show you all of that in the next one. So in that case, I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.